So it is July 9th. It has been a full day since my adventures in Connecticut, and I did not realize how much the whole ordeal took out of me. Um, After lunch today, I fell asleep for about 2.5 hours, which is not like me. Took my daughter to the park, came home, had food, passed out. Um, but earlier this morning, one of my Masonic brothers had come to pick something up, and we got to talking, and he set me straight on some things. So I have to thank Brother Carter for that. Um, I've Let me backtrack. Yesterday I posted some pictures and videos on Facebook of my adventure, and a few people actually reach out to me and ask what's going on. Why do I really think I might be on the spectrum? And to summarize, what initially got me to go on this particular round of testing and getting looked at, it's it was a confluence of events. But it's not the first time I've sought help, professional help. It's just this is the first time I think I might actually have a handle on it. Now, I don't know for sure if I'm on the spectrum. The professionals will tell me. It's a neat diagnosis. It neatly umbrellas the ADHD, OCD, dysthymia, photosensitivity, all the depression I've dealt with, the anxiety. It puts everything together. Largely, the big catalyst for me is that after my two careers, massage and Pilates, failed, I had to get a 9 to 5 job at something that was not fulfilling as a clerk for a law firm. It was very stressful. And the more stressful things got, trying to take care of my family, trying to raise a child and run a house, and the more I pulled away emotionally, and that wasn't intentional. I just had stuff to do. I had things that needed to get done, and that's all I focused on. That's all I could focus on. See, I was raised to focus on manners, on being polite, on trying to think of other people. So I'm grateful to my parents for that. I was also raised as Jehovah's Witness. I'm not one anymore, but it's an evangelical faith, a proselytizing faith. I was taught how to speak eloquently, articulate properly, make eye contact, formalize ideas, express myself thoroughly, have valid arguments. All those skills that I was able to build on to mask the most obvious symptoms that would have otherwise been very readily apparent. My lack of connection to people goes pretty deep, but I cover it well by seeming like I'm there. But how I deal with people, it's really like playing an RPG, and you come up to a non-playable character, an NPC, and you get a series of responses based upon what they say. You have to figure out how to best respond to get the best result out of this scene. Somebody could have a special tool or weapon for you, and if you don't respond to their questions properly, they'll dismiss you, they'll send you away, you won't get the special item. Sometimes in some games it's really a guesswork. Some games give you little hints and clues. That's the way I see how people, neurotypical people, most people interact, is they know they have a lot of the clues and hints, and I feel like I'm just guessing every time. A lot of times I screw up, and for years I've tried to pass it off as Matt's the crazy outlandish guy who will say stuff that's crazy and outlandish. I'm just masking. I'm just covering up for the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I explained to Kim in the interviews, mimic a lot of what I'm around. When I was in my 20s, I hung around a lot of artistic people. I thought I was soulful and insightful. We'd philosophize at 2 in the morning. Turns out everyone was just too drunk to tell me to shut up. Because Lauren at one point told me that she spent our entire relationship apologizing for me for just being completely callous or insulting. I didn't mean to be. And again, I want to be a better person. You know, my marriage fell apart because I just went mechanical. I just went by rote. I didn't have the energy. And that's the thing a lot of other high functioning autistic people have said that I've listened to, is that it takes effort to be personable. And it wasn't until I heard that I realized how much effort I put into it. How much I use my mind to cover up for the things I don't know or understand. How I have to keep thinking of examples of when somebody says a certain phrase or something, I have to think of other examples. I mean, I've seen on TV and movies, had other conversations with. There's no natural flow in my head, but I've been on stage, I've been an actor, I've learned to cover it up well. And I didn't know I was doing it because I've mimicked other people's behavior so thoroughly. So when people say to me, "You're not autistic, you have such great facial expressions, you read people so well, you're so personable," it's an act I never knew I was putting on, to be completely honest. And I know a lot of other people can relate to this because I listen to other people say it and I know I can relate to it. And again, this whole purpose of me recording these videos and recording my journey is so that other people know, again, I might not be on the spectrum. There might be something else. I could be a sociopath with delusions of grandeur. I don't know. But the people in the Yale study assured me they'll help me go where I need to go, and I encourage other people to reach out. It's frightening, but you have to deal with it if you want to improve your life. If you want to muddle through, if you want to have friendships that last 5-6 years tops, and then people get sick of you, or people just stay at a certain distance and they love you so long as you're not too close to them, and you know it. I've learned it. I'm either really distant or barriers dissolve completely, and then I'm too much. People find me interesting because I know a lot of stuff and I can tie a lot of facts and things together in a conversation and seem really insightful. But that doesn't stop. Ever. And most people don't want that. They want to just chill. They just want to be. They just want to enjoy the movie. Not have every scene from a otherwise mindless action flick analyzed, comparing, one-liners to great moments in history. Nobody wants that. I find it interesting. Most people don't. That's why at one point Lauren pointed out, do you realize your phone never rings? Until she said that, I didn't even know. I spent every night alone while she went out with her boyfriend or friends and I stayed home with the kid. I didn't even notice I was alone. I didn't know so many people unfollowed me on Facebook. I didn't know. And now that I do know, I want to change that. I've lived a mechanical life, responding to stimulus in the right way based upon experience, building on memory rather than flow. I want to be more than a machine. And I hope you do too. I'll pick this up again later.